There's one thing that we fail at consistently, and it's really strange because that's part of the challenge to be consistent. But what's most important is not being consistent, it's showing up. Have you ever noticed that you want to start something, but you have to have all the conditions perfectly aligned? It's a very strong flaw that I think most of us share, where if the conditions aren't perfect, we won't start it. And it could be something as simple as exercising. If we don't have the right time, the right circumstances, the right gym, the right equipment, we never start it. And yes, it's easier to start things in certain times, but what's most important beyond having perfect conditions is just starting a task. And the difficult thing is that we want to do it so perfectly. And if it's not exactly how we envisioned it, we won't do it. There are levels to it. And in this video, I want to talk about the three levels of showing up. The first level is the most basic one, but we often ignore it. We often ignore the fact that we should just show up. We should just, as Nike said, do it. We want to be consistent, but if we can't be consistent, we don't do it at all. It's like our brains are wired to do things in a way that maximize time and effort. And if we don't have a certain level of consistency, our ego basically drops out of the race. It's like, it's not worth it anymore. I can't do it. Like, I'm not consistent. I should just like give up and just like never do it again. Our brains are very all or nothing when it comes to doing anything. But what's most important than showing up consistently and showing up perfectly is just showing up. Yes, there are levels to it, and I'm talking about the first level. But if you don't start this level, there's a bigger issue in the grand scheme of things. If you were to be consistent, and this is level two, level one is just showing up, level two is being consistent. If you were to be consistent and you stop doing the activity that you did consistently, it's harder to get back on it. You valued your consistency more than the activity itself. In order to do things in life, especially things that are difficult, like exercise, for example, it's not very easy for most people to exercise. And we kind of put a lot of pressure on ourselves to do it either really well or consistently. Level three is to do it perfectly. But we tend to skip level one and level two sometimes, and we want to get to perfect. What I'm asking each and every one of us is to look inward a bit and ask ourselves a bigger question. If we can't do it perfectly, which is level one, if we can't do it consistently, I think I think perfectly is level three. I mix up the levels. But the point is, at the base level of it all, you should just show up, regardless of if it's consistent or if it's perfect. And I know it's kind of counterintuitive. I know our brains and like society tells us if you don't do it properly, don't do it at all. But that's not necessarily true for most things. Most things in your life are going to be very inconsistent. You'll fall off. You'll have days where you just don't show up. That's human. The challenge is to always start back again. You might have an idea in your head, okay, I have this gym plan and I'm going to go to the gym 4 times a week and I'm going to do a upper lower split with some cardio, for example. And that's going to be your perfect plan for you. And you're going to show up every week. But let's say you missed Thursday, and Thursday was supposed to be lower body, right? In your head now, it's like, my schedule is all messed up. I can't do lower anymore. Let me just quit. That's not the immediate thought, but the action that follows basically says that. You kind of put yourself in this tight box of who you're supposed to be and what you're supposed to do. I think you're supposed to look at yourself more as an imperfect being trying to gain traction and trying to have some semblance of order in your life. We tend to forget that chaos is a part of our existence. We're going to have chaotic moments. We're going to have heartbreak. We're going to have potential financial issues, relationship issues, etc., etc., etc. That's going to knock us off of our path. And that's fine. But to get to where you want to go, it doesn't matter how many stops you make along the way. The point of the matter is that you're still moving in a general direction. Consistency is great. Perfection, which is a myth, is better. But underlying all of that is showing up. I just need you to show up. That's it. It doesn't have to be very consistent. It could be inconsistent. Consistency comes with practice and showing up. If you can just show up, it doesn't have to be consistent. Let's say you had a plan for like, I'm going to go to the gym 3 times a week and you only made it once for the month. Don't get it in your head that you failed the gym. Don't get it in your head that you can't continue. What happens when we stop is that it's very hard for us to start back because we believe that we're not doing it correctly. It's not perfect. Conditions aren't right. It's much harder to start something again out of pure discipline and will versus starting something new out of like new motivation. This is why like every new year you might find people making New Year's resolutions and doing something new, but it doesn't stick. And the reason it doesn't stick is because they start it, realize how difficult it is, and once they can't be consistent or do it to how they think it should be done, they give up. But if they just have someone in their corner to tell them, hey, you're going to start this new thing, you're going to think it's going to be oh so great, you're going to be so consistent at it, but in reality is you're not. You're not going to be consistent. You're going to end up making lots of mistakes. You're going to end up having plenty of times where you just don't feel like doing it. And that's fine. The trick is, even if you stop, even if you're not great at it, and usually in the beginning, you're not going to be good at anything in the beginning. Usually it's going to be full of mistakes. It's not going to look great. Like, for example, I started YouTube like years ago and it was like, it wasn't that great. I still think I'm improving and it's not that great now. But you keep at it. You're going to fall off the wagon, but you have to get back up. You have to get back up over and over and over again. If there's one thing you take from this video, is that staying static is what I would like to call personal failure. It's not that you did something incorrectly. It's not that you did something inconsistently. It's that you stood static and you didn't take one more step forward.